I'm fortunate enough to be standing here with Alan Stang. We are right now at the Tea Party that is being held on April the 15th, 2009. And we wanted to get a couple of Mr. Stang's thoughts about how effective the Tea Party is going to be, whether or not this is just a giant psyop and an attempt from the New World Order to infiltrate the liberty movement, the patriot movement, to try and refocus and recapture that energy and channel it back into the false left-right political paradigm. So Mr. Stang, I really appreciate you giving us the time to talk to you for a little bit. What are your thoughts on the Tea Party?
Well, I think it's, first of all, thrilling to see this many people across the country here, and of course in hundreds and hundreds of other places across the country. It's one of the biggest demonstrations, as I understand it, in public demonstrations in the history of the country. So in that sense, I think it's very thrilling. It will probably arouse many people who were not here or were not at any other demonstration, but who hear about it and realize that they are not alone, that there are many, many other people who share their beliefs. You know, there are many people out there who believe that they are crazy, that they're the only one who think these constitutionalist thoughts. So I think finding out that there are so many other people who share their beliefs, I think it'd be very exciting. But there are problems as well. One problem, as you suggested, is the fact that because of the enormity of this response, you have many people who are on the other side, and by the other side, I mean they're on the side of the conspiracy for world government, for whom Mr. also known as is just a front man, who are trying to co-opt the movement, jump aboard people like Newt Gingrich, whom we can't seem to get rid of. He just keeps returning like a nightmare, like a fungus, like a toe fungus you think you've gotten rid of. He's back. He would just be one example. Like Glenn Beck, who suddenly has become a $50 million patriot, working for Murdoch, trying to co-opt the movement. But the biggest problem that I believe I see, and this is the second one, I attended one yesterday that I've attended, is that we leave here without a plan. And I'm asking myself, when we walk out of here with all this good feeling, what do we do? I haven't heard anyone really suggest in any of the speeches, and this is not really a criticism, the speeches were great, inspiring, but what do we do now? Just throw the bums out.
But see, that goes to the heart of my point, though. This almost seems like that's its purpose, is to be pointless. I mean, we have Newt Gingrich, Glenn Beck, Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh, all these people that were for the corporatist pro-war state, expanded the government. Now suddenly it seems they've recaptured their conservatism, but how can we trust that?
Exactly, and I remember, it just sticks in my mind, before all of these events, Rush Humbug was on his program, said that these events are a way for the people to vent. In other words, they're like a safety valve. The people let off steam, then they go home, the communist program continues. In order for something to come out of this, this energy has to coalesce into practical programs, doable practical programs that people can participate in. It's sort of like, and I'm thinking, this may not be a good analogy because I'm just thinking of it right now. Suppose you were out of gas and you were searching for gas, and finally you came upon a big supply of gasoline, high quality gasoline, high octane. You're congratulating yourself. You walk out into the street and suddenly it hits you, wait a minute, we have no car. Well, if you have lots of gasoline but no car, it really doesn't mean anything. You have to have a car to put the gasoline into. Well, if that analogy is worth something, I don't know whether it is, it means you have to have a vehicle now to put all this emotion aboard. And I haven't heard anything like that here. Again, I don't mean this as a criticism. All of this excitement here. I participated in happily, and I love it. But I'm just wondering again, what will come out of it? What will the people do now? And I honestly don't know. If maybe you could tell me what.
No, I mean, that's my same fear, and that's honestly my analysis right now is the same kind of organization that's backing this. It's a Republican move on. Its only purpose is to give the people that kind of shouting box so that they can make noise, but that, you know, it's classic infiltration. It's classic. It's going to do everything that we want, say everything that we want, but at any moment of critical change, when it could actually accomplish something, the leadership will be ineffectual, the organizations will implode on themselves.
Well, that's exactly right. Yes, you've got, for example, you've got these Republican leaders trying to jump aboard all of this. These are the same people who got us into this mess. You can't blame this mess on Mr. also known as. We know he's an enemy alien who illegally occupies the Oval Office, but he did not create this mess. The Republicans did, and now they're telling us they are going to lead us out of it. Does that make any sense? It doesn't to me. So I think you could be right. It could wind up being merely a way for the people to vent, to let off steam, so that the communist program that is being imposed upon us can continue. I hope that's not the case. It can be salvaged if we've got local leaders who will step forward with practical plans that people can participate in. The people here, I'm sure, will happily participate in programs, in actual, doable, realistic programs to get this restoration of the Constitution done, but somebody has got to lead them. You've got to have local leaders to do this.
Well, and I think from your comments and my own feelings, I think we would both agree that in no way do we repudiate that this is a healthy environment, that it's a good thing that people are becoming politically aware, that they are upset with what's being done, but now that it falls to so many of us that have been engaging in the information war, you know, with your radio show, with my TV show, to continually apply the pressure that we will not accept a faux revolution. We will not accept any kind of fakery that's just going to tie back into the two-party politics that have brought us to the state of where we are today.
I agree completely. That would be the biggest danger that we must avoid.
All right, Mr. Stang, can you tell our viewers a little bit about your radio show and how they can find your radio show online or on the dial?
Sure. It's on Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time, and you can easily come aboard by simply going to republicbroadcasting.org and clicking on Listen Live. Or it could be on a local radio station in your area. But if it isn't, you always can listen online by going to republicbroadcasting.org.
Thank you, Mr. Stang. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.